Greetings, spiritual masters of the new Eden rising. Happy 2222 galactic activation portal. Today is a very powerful day with the new moon energies in Gemini, and also the union of the comets Atlas and Swan, divine masculine, divine feminine, merging from our perspective in the constellation of Perseus. I put out a special broadcast earlier focusing on this great event that is transpiring in the heavens, and also covering the goddess rising energy with this Wonder Woman archetype and the releasing of the chains around the throat and the throat chakra of divine feminine to activate the voice of the sacred waters, the Great Mother, through these sacred vessels after the last 13 days of what were dark attacks against the divine feminine waking up, rising up. And today, with these great events, activating the feminine Wonder Woman energies with the sword of Excalibur, the diamond sword of truth, and the shield as a protector and a mirror. Melong. Kunzung la me jalong. And after I was done recording the video and editing it, the video was 1 hour, 1 minute, and 11 seconds, naturally, 1111 portal. And with these intense energies, these powerful, deep vibrations, frequency, codes, activations, we had many hours of calmness in the Schumann resonance, and then a short spike. Amplitude of 32 hertz, 32, which is half of 64, the code of the DNA of 3D of the matrix. We also had 383 magnitude 1.5 or greater earthquakes in the last 24 hours. The largest, 6.1, in Baja California, Mexico. This is just south of the Baja, off the coast of central Mexico. We also had many earthquakes again in the western portion of the United States. Multiple again in Idaho, 3.6. All day in Nevada. Multiple earthquakes again in California. Several in Southern California. And again in Greece. Crete, 4.142. Afghanistan also had a 4.3 in the Middle East. Again, the whole ring of fire activated. Argentina had a 4.7 in the Andes mountain area. Another 3.3 in South America in the Andes. All these energies are amping up and ramping up with these higher tones, these higher frequencies. Today, after I was done with the powerful transmission that came through with the Atlas and Swan, my crown was fully open in the sky eye. I was getting frequencies in my forehead, like muscle spasms fluttering, especially above my right eye and close to the hairline. And at the end of these transmissions, I'll tell you a couple stories of some connections I had to nature and the animal kingdom and some synchronicities. We'll get started with the first transmission from Sister Judith Kusel. We are going through intense upgrades as the pineal and pituitary glands linking to the spinal column, lightning rod, and tuning fork are now being activated to the 5th and 7th dimensional frequency band. It is bringing immense cellular changes on all levels as our lighter crystalline bodies are getting more activated, and now we are being tuned into the galactic frequencies. The paradise keys and codes are being downloaded and are thus changing our whole bodies, and this is a tuning in to the highest degree. We literally come from the stars, and we are being tuned into the star frequencies at galactic levels. Mother Earth's spinal column is now being tuned into the galactic core spinal column, and through her, we are being tuned into the galactic core. When Atlantis fell, our pineal and pituitary glands, huge capacity to access Cosmic information was closed down. This happened because the Atlantean implanted control boxes into the cranium area, which literally blocked us from accessing the universal knowledge and universal frequencies. These implants are now disintegrating and cannot hold frequency anymore. As the 3D is now disintegrating and Mother Earth ascending very rapidly into the 5th dimensional state, the 9th and 12th dimensional states are making themselves felt. Many of the galactic masters are now working with humanity and working with us from the 9th to the 12th dimensional states. They are working with those light workers who are ready to ascend on all levels and lead humanity home into the 5th and very rapidly the 7th. Note that you will need to allow this immense upgrading to assimilate into your physical body. The upgrades will increase now, and we need to keep up with planet Earth. So much of the old will be churning up now, which needs to be released. This is a deep alchemical transfusion, transmutation, and transcendence in the highest sense. We are being transformed in the golden sun race. We once were in the very beginning, at the time of Elysium and the Lion Kingdom. We are rising. And from Pars Kute, we are now on a positive high vibrating space. The clearer and cleaner we make our energies, intentions, and actions, the more we affect, on a moment-by-moment basis, the lifting vibration of humanity and Gaia and the healing waves of light. There is no space in this process for fear. It is the expansion of healing love. It is the healing and perfect acceptance offered by the Christ energy, and we are all here and now endowed with this energy. It is our birthright as humans, and it is now beginning to increase within us as the vibrations increase. So we may use our inner Christ energy and divine spark to heal ourselves and forgive ourselves and others. We now need to connect to our souls on a daily basis, release our dependency from digital media, be honest and sincere with ourselves, connect to what is beautiful, pure, and true, develop nobility of character, and release judgment and denial. The quantum leap has already occurred, and it is unstoppable. With sacred love of one, Pars Kute. And for the image in today's video from Suzanne Amara, this is light code 9. There are many potentials in this code, so it will appear on many levels as the last code. 8 reveals we are making a passageway between the 3rd density layering and the 5th density layering like bands of frequency we tune into, although even the notion of bands as a type of hierarchical layering unity is dissolving. The 3rd eye is our pineal gland, a little bundle of brain tissue, but so very much more. It is a gateway of consciousness, a stargate to source when connected with the heart center or stargate. These structures and the brain structures exist in many vibrational layers, and like a highly calibrated engine must synchronize to be most effective as a sensory system. As we move into our new sensory arrays, we move into a unified experience where the separation of senses is no longer. Our new super sense just is, and it is totally unique to each one in its expression. The base is a brain codex as a template for whole integration, and the vertical code is for the 3rd eye, pineal, integration and balance, assisting in creativity, ideas, making the dreams more concrete, bringing them into aligned expression and action, and helping reduce overload by bringing the light body sensory systems into balance. The energy centers of the unified brain create a field around the head, a crown of activity and of light that works with the heart gate and upper light fields. When we only act from the pineal of the 3rd eye, we may have very vivid experiences and profound journeys, but will rely on the egoic of mind to furnish the temple. Once the heart is connected, the landscape shifts and the deeper embodiments begin. Beautiful blessings, Amara. And from Unity Grace, calling in the ancestors, the ancient future selves, truly angels, truly the lifting of the veils, Comet Atlas, Comet Swan, Are we ready to release the roles we have been playing? Swan songs, Cygnus equals the final performance. Ready for retirement. And from Laura Pleiadian, New Moon in Gemini, May 22nd, 2020. Heart Awakening. The new moon on Friday, May 22nd, 2020 at 2:38 p.m. ADT in Gemini is a profound new 28-day beginning. Now we have Venus retrograde, which started May 13th, 2020 and lasts till June 25th, 2020. During this Venus retrograde, we entered a fated period and experienced potentials related to karma, past life memories, and either the return of people into your life or possibly someone new. Your current state of conscious awareness is designed for you to experience what comes up for you. That which is hidden within the subconscious as memory to be cleared may come up. If you live in the now and the present moment through your heart, then the limitless potentials are available for you through your blueprint and unique life plan design. All of this either way is for your benefit and is based on the frequencies your reality awareness plays through. The new moon always represents a new beginning, and with that greater energy to begin anew. This is the last moon cycle of an eclipse cycle and ends with the June 5th, 2020 lunar eclipse. The new moon is trine Saturn and offers a slow and steady flow for the energies to flow through you, as nothing happens to you, only through you. Mercury and Venus are both square Neptune, which will bring up confusion, paranoia, and insecurities. Now remember, if that is within you, potentially it will arise. Nothing is experienced unless it is within your own consciousness. There is no out there. The out there of experience is the result of the cause, your frequency within you. The new moon is conjunct Alcyon in the Pleiades, which again will impact you based on your own unique blueprint, potentially can bring increased pain, suffering, and sickness. If you are aligned auspiciously and your unique chart is one in harmony with Alcyon, then this may increase the feeling of the fated experiences that flow through you with relationships, specifically with soulmates and twin flames. Again, always develop your awareness level. This includes knowing when you are in your heart or not, as well. Be aware of the thoughts in all moments that you are experiencing. This is mastery. Mastery is awareness. The heart is the heaven on earth. When you are not living through your heart, you are living in worry and a time-based reality, always wanting to change that which is now. Choose wisely. Every single thought. Wake up to that which flows now as the heaven on earth and the magic beyond your wildest imagination now. And this, the eternal love, we activate you. Laura Pleiadian, the new divinehumanity.com. And from Astro Mama, New Moon in Gemini, chatty baby, reinvention is a slow process, and playful masterpieces. Today on May 22nd, the moon which rules our emotions, gut instinct, and intuition becomes new at 2 degrees of Gemini. New moons are all about fresh starts, new beginnings, and new creations. Gemini, the third zodiac sign, is known to be intellectual, communicative, playful, curious, and whimsical. The new moon in Gemini will bring in a fresh year of intellectual prowess and communication. We are ready to speak our truths and create a new dawn of existence. The new moon's ruling planet, Mercury, the planet of communication, contracts, and news, is also in his home sign of Gemini at the time of the new moon. This makes for a double dose of verbal expressions and masterpieces to be created. This is an excellent time to create that blog, book, or any other project that deals with communication. We will be feeling lighter and more curious. Gemini, being a mutable sign, is very flexible and will provide a childlike imagination to all of these new plans and projects. The new moon in Gemini will be forming a beautiful and beneficial 120-degree trine to retrograde Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn is the planet of structures, obligations, hard work, and lessons. Aquarius, the 11th zodiac sign, is all about invention, originality, genius, invention, and independence. The new moon in Gemini, in harmony with Saturn in Aquarius, will allow for slow but steady progress for our creations. The systems and plans we put in place with this aspect might take a while and patience to develop, but they will be long-lasting and sustainable. Being that both the new moon and Saturn are in air signs, a lot of this invention and Mad Hatter creations will come to us, perhaps through the airwaves, and could be sudden and perhaps unexpected. The intellectual channels of expression will be strong with this aspect, and our little brains will be hard at work conjuring up these new endeavors. The new moon in Gemini is here to awaken your mind to infinite possibilities around communication and curiosity. This airy and cerebral moon wants to allow your mind to roam with imagination and childlike wonder. What could you create if you didn't have any boundaries? The Gemini new moon wants you to stay sharp and present within the moment. In reality, that's all there really is. The Gemini new moon is here to shine brilliance to your intellectual side, help you speak up and speak loud, and allow your dreams and plans to be created from a solid and firm foundation. Those who have early degree Gemini placements between 0 to 4 degrees of Gemini as their sun, moon, AC/DC, IC/MC will be most affected by La Luna anew in Gemini. We will be under the effects of this new moon in Gemini until the full moon in Sagittarius on June 5th, which will also be a partial lunar eclipse. Intuitive Astrology, Gemini New Moon, May 2020, from Tanaz. The Gemini New Moon on May 22nd, 2020 is a busy one. It strengthens the Pleiadian portal and involves energy from Venus, Mercury, Neptune, and Saturn. All of this cosmic activity may feel a little overwhelming, but there is a way we can use it to our advantage. The new moon represents the start of a new lunar cycle. It is a time to plant seeds, set intentions, and to think about what we wish to create. But it is also a time of turning inward. Think of the new moon like a seed that has been planted. The seed is programmed with a certain code, but there is lies buried in the dark soil, uncertain of what's to come or what it will turn out to be. The new moon is really the dark moon, when the night sky is dark and there is no moon visible in the sky. This is a time of magic, of darkness, not the darkness that keeps you up at night, but the darkness of transformation, of unknowing. There is a magic in the unknowing. There is a magic in being that seed that is waiting to be sprouted. It is how all creation begins, and the new moon is a time to honor and tune into those creative powers. As the new moon falls in Gemini, the sign of the twins, we may feel pulled in two directions. We may feel our heart wanting to go one way and our mind wanting to go the other. Or we may simply feel a sense of confusion, a sense of loss, or even hopelessness. The dark night of the new moon can seem endless, but the light will always return. The Gemini twins also represent being connected to Earth and connected to heaven. Being the bridge between these two states is what life is all about, and we may be reminded of this on the new moon. How do we live connected to the physical reality we see and the spirit reality we feel? Retrograde Saturn is active on this new moon too and provides some grounded energy. It supports us in the setting of goals and thinking about things in a more practical and methodical way. Saturn wants us to use our powers of creation on this new moon to make wise choices that will stand the test of time. Saturn calls for us to get real with what is happening in our lives. It wants us to think about the long term and put plans in place as best we can. What steps and actions can you take on this new moon that will support and nourish your future and where you wish to head? While Saturn adds some practicality and earthiness, we also have strong water and air energy floating in from Mercury, Venus, and Neptune. Mercury and Venus retrograde will be at the exact same degrees of the zodiac, 20 degrees of Gemini at the time of this new moon. This cosmic duo teaming up are a beautiful match, but they both make alignments to Neptune, and this is where the clouds roll in. Neptune is this planet of spirituality and dreams, but also illusions. Neptune can color our reality, allowing us to see new potentials, but also fogginess. With Venus retrograde and Neptune's presence here, we may feel a little confused about which way to turn. This energy may enhance that feeling of being pulled in two directions, or create a feeling of disconnect between our heart and mind. In order to navigate this energy, go within to the place of your inner knowing. We have so much energy in the cosmos right now supporting us to dive in deep and to trust the process that is unfolding around us. Rather than getting lost in indecision, we are asked to wait and trust that we will be guided to the right answers. The right answers are always there, and with a gentle patience, we will break free of the fog and find our way to where we need to be. The Gemini New Moon may make us feel that we have been buried in the darkness, but that only means we are on a journey of finding our way to a new light. This is a powerful time for ritual work, for setting intentions, and for thinking about our long-term plans. While we don't have to map out our entire lives, these planets come together to help us figure out what we want and what we are willing to do to make it happen. Trust your inner wisdom. If you feel confused, retreat within. Give yourself permission to wait until the right answer floats up and you are met with knowing. From foreverconscious.com. And from Paul Dabri Carey, Comet Swan is now closer to the sun than the Earth is, having traveled past the Earth at 111,000 miles per hour. The sun has been heralding its arrival like harmonic trumpets by releasing streams of solar winds that pave the way like cosmic palm leaves strewn along its chosen path. Had a large celestial ship arrived from a distant star system and landed on Earth, the impact of the reaction would have been tremendous and life-changing. Many ready, but many more not, with countless implications that would be created. What better way than a humble comet built from the same star-seeded material as vulnerable human bodies to deliver the latest and greatest ascension energies thus received so far, the gift of sovereignty. And with all gifts, we can gratefully receive them, or we can put them to one side, not understanding their significance or true purpose. For this gift has greater implications than any other experienced by Gaia's offspring since the mighty days of Atlantis. The gift of sovereignty unlocks and releases the direct frequencies within the fifth dimensional diamond core heart center for full power and unrestricted control of creative manifestation with the earthly plane. This is something that many of the other star nations have been extremely cautious about consenting to the populace by those who deemed readiness for those on Earth. Since the harmonic convergence of 1987, many starseeds, lightworkers, shamans, spiritual teachers, walk-ins, and incarnated entities have been working tirelessly to establish the crystalline matrix, clear major node points, sacred sites, water, land purifications, and blessings in preparation for this time. Just as the swan represents the bird of royalty, many who have previously claimed sovereignty under divine birthright and royal bloodlines using false platforms of power that has risen them to rule above the echelons of society will crumble and fall. It is not material wealth that will carry one into the higher frequencies of fifth dimensional existence. Hearts of darkness do not shine, and no man or woman should be considered superior to others solely due to the undeserved positions of power and dominance over others. The blazing Comet Swan transmutes into becoming the fiery phoenix of transformation as its journey takes it closer and closer to the sun, just as Comet Atlas represented the crumbling of world order and structured systems breaking apart around us before it. Sovereignty requires the knowledge that an individual vessel of Source is fully and unequivocally responsible for all that happens as a direct result of their existence. Each action taken, each thought and deed has a direct impact on every other individual aligned to the resonances of the collective consciousness. As each soul has created multiple emanations of third-dimensional, color, ray, encoded archetypes, each incarnated life has contributed a wealth of experience and knowledge over the eons of time given to the development of Earth. As every soul now creates one to become worthy of achieving sovereignty, know that it is in this lifetime that you will finally achieve this. The eye of the needle sits on the very peak of your personal pyramid of light, built from countless lifetimes across every civilization of existence. Its true nature becomes known rather than the distorted and the misrepresented image it had become. Leading into the solstice period, the full impact of unity consciousness will be felt by all, and those prepared and ready will begin to show their true colors to those who are not. Prepare to receive your gifts, for you are deserved and worthy of all that this universe has to offer. The place is here and the time is now. Changes will take place in this world once everyone recognizes their sovereignty and adopts self-responsibility for the energies that they carry, react, and project onto others. Until such time, be nice, be kind, be thoughtful rather than thoughtless, for each thought carries weight to the object of focus charged with intention. And so in word and thought and deed, be kind to those most of need. Within these gifts you give to others is love for all sisters and brothers. With loving blessings, Paul Debris Carey from PolarisAB.com. And today from the Tzolk'in Times, Kin 54, White Lunar Wizard. Lunar is the name for the number 2, and its keywords are polarize, challenge, and stabilize. Lunar days can be tough, no doubt, but any journey worth taking has its obstacles. And on number 2 days, we can practice the art of problem solving. We have just embarked on a 13-day journey of the Red Skywalker, which invites us to do things out of the ordinary, to be explorers and to partake in adventures. This being the 2nd day, we must identify what challenges we face so we may progress. Today is the White Wizard, and the keywords associated with it are enchantment, receptivity, and timelessness. The Wizard of the Tzolk'in is a charming character who can mesmerize all that encounters him. If you are a wizard, you are always charming, but when it's your day, you have even more power over others, so be careful how you use your charms. We can all take a leaf out of Wizard's Book of Spells and be wizards ourselves today and enchant others. As it is a lunar day and that represents challenges, beware that you do not fall under the spell of some who misuse their charms. The guide for the day is White World Bridger. The wizard and the world bridger are both very shamanic and go well together. This suggests that today could be a little trippy. An invitation to go down the rabbit hole may come your way. The bridge you cross may well be enchanted. And from Christina Papagiorgio, White Lunar Wizard, Kin 54, 22 May 2020, Stabilizing Polarity, 22-5-2020 equal 22-5-22 equal 454 equal 13 equal 4. 22-22 Architect of Peace, Foundation of New Earth. 22 Master Builder. 4 Form, Structure, Foundation, Earth. 5 Liberation, Change, Transformation. 2 Twins, Partner, Cooperation. 13 The Goddess, Cosmic Consciousness, Natural Lore. Kin 54 equal 9 Destiny, Service, Compassion, Humanity, Endings. Revolutionary, Duality, Challenges may arise to be stabilized. Heralding, Wondrous Transformation. Day 2 in the Red Skywalker wave spell of awakening, exploration, and expansion. Today we become aware of the opposing physical forces at play on the earth plane, which will have limited our growth and expansion, thwarting our adventures. We realize that we are needing to anchor deeply into the earth in order to allow our expansion into the stars. Tone of creation, lunar tone 2 in the physical realm. The lunar tone represents the sacred twins, cooperation, relationship, polarity of male and female, and duality. Its action polarizes, power challenges, essence stabilizing. Today's code very strongly emphasizes the duality game here on Earth and the constant battle between opposing forces, light versus dark, good versus evil, yin versus yang, masculine versus feminine. These dueling forces create friction and resistance to keep each other in check so that no one force becomes too dominant. This constant flux can be quite challenging and draining for those being buffeted by this push-pull dynamic. The solution is to stabilize these forces by acknowledging both forces and coming to a point of neutrality or unity as two opposing forces join together to become one, both different and equal expressions of the one, two sides of the one coin. Stabilizing the polarity then creates the space for exploration, expansion, and adventure. Today we have a 22-5-22 portal code seeking to liberate this polarity battle and build a new foundation of peace. The sun is in Gemini, and we also have a dark moon or void leading into the Gemini New Moon. The sun and moon are conjunct at 2 degrees, and we also have the 20-degree awakening code emphasized throughout by Mercury, communication, Neptune, higher spiritual love, and also Venus, the goddess of love, conjunct Mercury at 20 degrees. So with this abundance of 2 codes, harmonizing relationships and polarity conflict is very much the order of the day. Gemini represents the twins, both light and dark aspects, having 1 foot in each. So this is very potent creation energy for new beginnings and relationships, harmonizing the polarity battles and building a bridge of peace between the masculine and feminine aspects at play. A day filled with questioning how you can transcend the old paradigm of conflict, resistance, and challenge using your inner magician with the power of accomplishment. It is time to step out of the duality game and all its possible challenges in order to resolve fears, leading you back to wholeness. Become more receptive to the magic that surrounds you and shoot for the stars. A new world awaits. What fear has been stopping you from experiencing more adventure in your life? What has restricted your ability to jump in, being more spontaneous, and taking risks in order to truly live an exhilarating and passion-filled life? All those old blocks, patterns, and programs that are rooted in survival and defense mechanisms must go. Most of your core wounding relates to your base chakra issues, so draw on your awakening Kundalini power to raise and release these energies, funneling it into magical creation power. Allow your Kundalini to rise up and out of your crown and soul star chakras, expanding and exploding into the stars above. Today we must follow our instincts as guided by the synchronicities that lead us to anchoring new time, the potential of our co-creation of heaven on earth. Today's question is, what challenges have stopped your expansion and exploring new horizons? How can you use your magic to overcome them to get to your destination? Divine blessings for your transcendence of polarity challenges and resistance as you reach for the stars. In Lakek ala Kin, Christina White, Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66. Kin 54, White Lunar Wizard. The mantra, the code for today is, I polarize in order to enchant, stabilizing receptivity. I seal the output of timelessness. With the lunar tone of challenge, I am guided by the power of death. And as we use death as an advisor, as a guide, knowing that each moment could be our last, how would we live our life if this was our last day to be in this realm. Although we know there truly is no death, because we were never born. We are the unborn mind, the eternal light, the eternal life. So the death is the death of fear, the death of the illusion, the death of that which is temporary and unreal. That which is real is eternal and unchanging. So let us know, beloved beings of light, in the comments below what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, what you're seeing, your visions, dreams, synchronicities, what you want to see for the new earth, what you experience shining through. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Click the subscribe button below and the little bell next to subscribe to get notifications. And as always, in the link below in the description is a link to our website with the transcriptions of today's transmission, archived on primedisclosure.com. Couple more things, and I'll tell you a couple little stories here. I'd like to thank everyone for your support. If you'd like to support my work and Prime Disclosure, you can make a pledge on patreon.com/Prime Disclosure. Thank you everyone so far. On there, I think we're up to 23 patrons. I'd like to welcome and thank Layla today for your contribution and support. We appreciate you and everyone that is assisting us. We're putting a lot of information on our Patreon, and I'll be doing many trainings in the future. I have a couple uploaded so far. One on a Qigong meditation and one on mudras and mantras. I have several hours of recording that I have to still edit and upload. So I plan on consistently adding content daily and weekly on our Patreon page. I'd also like to thank everyone that has joined our CBD business. Someone, myself or someone on our team, should be in contact with you. And you can connect with us on Facebook at CBD Team Ecuador. The funds will go towards our vision and mission for a healing retreat center and sustainable community in Ecuador, sacred land in South America. You can learn more about this on primedisclosure.com. Click Dao de Ecuador at the top of the page. If you'd like to join our team or learn more about this opportunity of this business, you can join us at cbdpeaceoil.com. I'd like to welcome Jessica, Lorinda, Stephanie, and Katie to our team. We look forward to working with you on this great project. So today, as I was connecting with Pachamama, walking through the woods along this raging river, it was like walking in a vivid dream. Many colors coming through, many sounds, many smells, visions, surrounded by the Wing Nation. They were singing their songs of joy and bliss. As I was walking along through the woods, these two young bucks came charging towards me. As I felt that energy of running wild, running free, I stepped to my right and they veered to my left, ran right by me. And then I turned the corner, and right in front of me was another young buck that I connected with in energy, mind to mind, and we just stood connecting eye to eye, and he transmitted the dare medicine, which all the medicines from the animal kingdom are very powerful. Another synchronicity in the transmission earlier, I talked about the trumpets, the 7 angels, the 7 sisters of the Pleiades, the 7 stars. There are 2 trumpeter swans that I've been visiting. The mother's been sitting on the nest for the last couple weeks. The babies hatched, I was told. So I plan on visiting them tomorrow, but there were 5 born. So that makes 7 trumpeter swans. And with the swan atlas, obviously, symbolizing the divine goddess, the divine feminine. I plan on getting some video and taking some pictures and hopefully sharing those with you in the next few days. These are very beautiful creatures that last year I had the pleasure of, I believe they gave birth to 7 last year, 7 hatched, which the parents would bring the babies right up to us for us to experience. And then also, there's so many synchronicities that come in daily now. By the time I do my transmission of the day, I've forgotten half of them. So I'm trying to remember to take notes. But yesterday, for those that heard the transmission I gave a few days ago about a dream, very vivid dream of this black and white Great Dane that was speaking English to me. Yesterday, as I was driving to pick up dinner for my brother and his family, I pulled into this park, and as I sat there for a few minutes, walking towards me was this family with the dog from my dream, this massive, beautiful Great Dane that was all black with white patches. And they walked right up to my car, and there's like a mother, father, and two younger children. And one of the women, she looked Mayan, like a Mayan woman. And the older woman, as they walked by my car, looked in and beamed this shining smile at me. And the dog transmitted its dog medicine. We are consistently getting these activations and transmissions from the Great Spirit through its many messengers, messengers of light, angels of light. And as we live from our heart and walking our sacred path, we connect to all beings in all realms. And the power that comes through this connection assists each one of us to step into our divinity, our sovereignty, and into our power to uplift and inspire and transform all life we come in contact with. And together, we are better. Together we rise in unity consciousness as Nova Gaia expands out to the ends of the universe, the energy, the Divine Mother, the Goddess awakening. As the waters rise, they bring the fire into balance. We're balancing the yin and yang. Too many thousands of years of too much fire. The male dominance, the patriarchal way, is being transformed and balanced with the equality of the divine feminine, where all beings are equal and have great value. So keep walking your sacred path with heart, warriors of the light. I love you all. Namaste.